Meagan and Andy. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. Come spend some time with us today. We're going to show the Foothills Farm Festival just a little bit differently. So today what we're doing is actually getting ready for the big festival that's in Danbury. And by the time you see this, it'll already done been and gone. So this morning and throughout the day today is going to be about getting ready for the Farm Fest.
Yep. Today is dedicated to that.
Yep.
That's the only thing we're taking care of today, but it's probably going to take all day to get ready for it.
Yeah.
So I've got tractors to get ready. I've got to get the corn picker ready. I've got to haul everything over there. This has been going on now for 6 years. Is that right?
I think this is the 6th year, yeah.
And every year since it started, we've had something to do with it, except for 1 year. 1 year we wasn't able to make it.
Yeah.
But, so for 5 years, we've had something to do with this festival. And it's kind of a, I don't know, a highlight of the year, I guess you would say. Like, we get excited about it. We enjoy doing what we're doing over there, and we enjoy sharing this stuff with everybody. Obviously, you know, we have the YouTube channel and everything, but we enjoy sharing it with people who come up to this event and all that. And so, you know,
And what this event is all about, if you hadn't heard us say before, is it's celebrating Southern Appalachia. So it highlights all things Appalachian heritage. Like there's people there making molasses. There's, I don't know, there's a million things going on. It's a really nice event, but it's something that me and Andy are connected to because that's the whole reason for the YouTube channel too, is to preserve these ways of life so people don't forget. And well, that's what this festival is about.
Anyways, long story short, we got a lot to do. We're excited and we're ready, and so we want to share that with y'all because this is the part you're not going to see if you go to the show.
That's right.
And we're only sharing what we're doing to get ready. Now, there's lots of people who are involved in this event, and let me tell you, there's been a lot of work going on for the past
weeks,
to get ready for it. But this is just what we're doing to get ready, and we thought we'd bring y'all along and share it with you. So the first order of business today is getting the star of the show cleaned up. Now, I know y'all probably haven't ever seen this tractor before. And she ain't no show princess. She still works pretty hard for around here. This is Daddy's tractor. This is a 1961, maybe 62, 4010 John Deere. Roughly about 90 horsepower tractor. This is what I'm gonna be using to pick corn with. Now, typically, y'all, I use my John Deere Model B. However, that Model B needs some work, and I just haven't had time to fix it and give it the attention it needs. This is what I'll be using to pick corn with. And so, I'm not gonna like detail this thing or nothing like that. Pretty much want to get the dust off the hood and the fenders, and maybe get a little bit of the oil stains and stuff like that cleaned up. Got a little bit back here that needs to be cleaned up. Because, like I said, this is a working tractor, and it's going to work when we get over there, so there's not really much sense in getting it cleaned up because it's just going to get right back dirty. I just do want to dress it up just a little bit. Y'all, I was probably Jacob's age when Daddy bought this tractor. I might have actually been younger than Jacob. And I thought this was the biggest tractor in the world when he bought this thing. I thought it was so cool because Daddy had this huge tractor. I mean, for those of y'all that don't know, I grew up on a tobacco farm. Mom and Daddy raised tobacco. And when Daddy bought this tractor right here, man, I'm telling you what, he had worked with a little 50 horsepower case tractor my whole life up until this point. And let me tell you now, that little 50 horsepower case done a ton of work around our place. But when he bought this, total game changer to him. He actually had something that he could get something done with this tractor right here. It was one of the biggest tractors in the neighborhood at the time. I've always loved this tractor though. I remember the day they delivered it. I'll never forget the day they delivered this tractor to him. It's funny how little memories like that stand out in your head. When he bought this thing, it was all pretty and painted up. It looked pretty close to a new tractor at the time. I want to say this tractor's got about 8,000 or 9,000 hours on it. I'd have to check to be sure. Y'all see that? Jacob's up there getting his tractor cleaned up too. Everybody around here is excited for tomorrow. But I've got Daddy's cleaned up about as good as I can get it, considering I don't have my pressure washer up here, and honestly considering the paint job. The only thing that would help this tractor is I believe it would look pretty amazing if I took and waxed the hood and the fenders. Uh-oh, I left some suds. I need to get that off of there. But if I had some wax and waxed the fenders and the hood, this thing would look pretty good, honestly. I got most of the oil stains and stuff off the back here. Still a little bit down around the PTO, but that's okay. It's all good. Like I said, I ain't trying to win no contest for this thing. I just wanted it to look a little better than it did. Let's see. 8,593 hours. I thought it had quite a few on it. I'm pretty sure it was rebuilt. The engine was rebuilt when before Daddy bought it. I want to show you one other thing here. You know, you see little things and it brings back memories. So when I was a kid, my seat was always right there. I sat on this fender and rode, no telling how much with Daddy. But then I got to looking and I seen that. Y'all see that scuffed up paint right there? So yeah, I know I'm getting off subject here. We're supposed to be getting ready for the farm festival, but I just couldn't help but share this with y'all. So Daddy was in an accident. I was a kid. And of course, like I said, we raced a bike and all that. Well, Daddy's leg was in a cast and he couldn't bend it. Here's how he rode the tractor. Like that, while he farmed. But that's how he rode the tractor. And do you know those little things? They just bring back memories. Cause, golly, I'm gonna get choked up. But anyways, my daddy's the kind of man that, you know, nothing stops him. Nothing slows him down. I've said this before, but he's probably one of the hardest working men there is anywhere. But we had the biker that year. Well, he couldn't let it go bad. Somebody had to do the work, so he had no choice but to figure out how to drive a tractor and make do with a messed up leg. And if I can remember right, he was in that cast all summer long. And so he actually, on his little tractor, had a little bracket that he had mounted where he could throw his leg up into. And y'all, my daddy's a creative man. He can make things work that most people could never get to work. He's a lot more creative when it comes to that kind of thing than I'll ever be. But, you know, he always made do and always had to make do. You know, just like that year, they couldn't afford to let that tobacco crop lose because he was hurt. They'd have been in a bad position. So he had to do what he had to do. But those little scars will always be here on this fender to remember that by. He's what I call a real man. And, you know, there ain't many of those kind of people left in this country anymore. All right, enough reminiscing. Let's fire this thing up and go ahead and load it up. These old John Deeres have one heck of a gear pattern on them. Alright, I'm going to see if this is going to work. It may not. My plows over here hung on the trailer. Yeah, that was my fear. Might have to just take those plows off real quick. Now, this is the first time I've ever hauled it with the plows underneath. So I'm going to have to take them right there off. I was a little scared of that. They're getting caught on the dovetail right there, and the tractor don't pick them up high enough to clear it. So, but it won't take me but a second to get those off of there. There we go, that worked. I would love to get it a little bit cleaner, but I'm on somewhat of a time crunch. And the way I see it, if you're going to come to a show and see my equipment, you're going to see working equipment. So it's probably going to have a little bit of dirt on it. And once again, another reason I need to fix these ramps where they'll stand straight up. A lot of people love these ramps that lay down on the dovetail like that. But I just can't understand. I ain't found one benefit to them yet. First load's ready to go. So when I take this load, I'm going to go over there and drop this tractor off. Then haul this tractor up to my grandma's, which is not far from the show, and get the corn picker, get all that greased up, and then take the corn picker and all that good stuff on over to the show. That tractor there looks like it's going to eat this one back here for breakfast, don't it? Oh man, that one looks tiny behind that tractor. But all that's left to do is get them chained down and I'll be ready to go. I'm getting everything greased up right quick. For those of y'all wondering, this will also be what I'm going to pick part of my field corn with. I'll be picking the Boone County white corn that we've got planted with this. I'm going to be picking my other by hand because I want to be kind of selective with it and be able to see what I've got. I'll give y'all a good look at it here. This is a new idea. Single row corn picker. Pretty good shape too, considering its age. Daddy bought it from the man who bought it new. And for anybody curious, it is a 309. That's what model number it is. I believe that dates this thing. Pretty sure this is like an early 70s model, but don't quote me on that because I could be wrong. I do know this is one of the newer models of New Ideas corn pickers. So, all right, I got it greased up. Now this right here, I'm kind of joking, but I always consider this the star of the show. This is, in my opinion, one of my favorite things over there at the show is the corn picking setup. I could be a little biased to that because, well, it's mine, but there it is. We've got the corn picker ready. As far as I know, everything's greased on it. I'll give it a good look over again later this evening, but I'm going to drive this over to the show. Like I said, the show's not but about 5 minutes from here on the tractor. So I'm going to drive it to the show. Go ahead and drop all this off over there, then get back to the house. I got another load to take over there. So for the next couple hours, it's probably just going to be consistent of just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We just got back to the house from the first load. You know how it is, truck needed fuel. I had 1,000 other stops, felt like I had to make, but now I can finally hammer down and start actually getting stuff over there. But first thing I gotta do before I do anything, this is my corn trailer that I use to pull behind the corn picker, and as you can see, it's currently feed storage. So, I gotta get this out of here, get that feed unloaded and put the front sideboard back on before we can do anything, because we need this tomorrow. Jacob just lined me up. I think the Kubota was the last thing it was hooked to it, so that'll hopefully be at the right height. Okay. But if it ain't, just jack it up. Yeah, jack it up.
Pull it straight and come back up.
I can't pull in straight because I got to pull it out at an angle the way the trailer's parked under here. that too far? You get it? I gotta be real careful because this trailer's sitting in here kind of at a funny angle. Am I missing the post?
To get him back here as quick as I can.
You ain't gotta be in too big a hurry. I got a little ways to walk here. I'll get all these loose sacks up, hand them to me. I don't know. Maybe. Oh yeah. Get all them strings up. We plan on taking this corn shelling box with us too. I know a lot of people say I need to get me one of these corn shellers. Well, I guess I don't show this thing enough on the channel anymore because I have one. And as a matter of fact, I have two now because a very nice viewer, when we was in Alabama, she gifted me with one, and I may actually, if I have time this season, I may actually set it up on the other side of this box. That way we got two corn shellers that can go. And the purpose or the plan for this is the corn that I'm picking out of the field while I'm over there, I'm gonna let the kids and stuff, they'll be able to shell corn. And they'll have something to play with. Kids love to shell corn. Kids love these things right here. I mean, love them. So, typically, anytime we've ever got this thing somewhere around kids, they absolutely enjoy this, just being able to shell corn. Well, the next load's ready to go. Kind of looks like Tiger's going with it. So we got Jacob's tractor and the side-by-side on this load. We got a tobacco planter behind the tractor. Although I'm not exactly fond of how my ramps are set up here because this one's leaning against the seat. But I think I've got it fixed so it's not going to bend anything. But for anybody that doesn't know, this is a tobacco planter or a transplanter. Could be used to transplant many things. A lot of people use them for vegetable crops and stuff like that. However, we use them for tobacco. Me and my mama have rode this particular planter right here for no telling how many miles when I was a kid. When I was his age, I either walked behind the planter or rode the planter, depending on who was here. If Grandma and Mama was here or somebody that could ride the planter with Mama, I had to walk behind the planter. But if it was just Mama and we didn't have anybody to ride with Mama, then I got the joy of riding. And then as I got older, I actually graduated on up to the point where I was riding the planter all the time. But I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to planting tobacco, that was my favorite job, was riding this planter. Because what you do, your tobacco plants lay right here, you're sitting here, and you got somebody on that side. Well, then you take turns, as these fingers come around, you take turns putting the plant in that finger right there. So somebody will take one and then the other one will take the other, and just so on and so on. Well, we used to get kind of like in a race and just see how how fast we could go with it. We'd tell Daddy, like, speed up, speed up, speed up. Well, then you'd finally hit that point. You're like, slow down, slow down. But it was fun. There was a lot of good memories made. And I'm sure it's not just me either, but a lot of good memories made on the back of a tobacco planter. So I got that ready to head on over. But before I do, I think I'm gonna get out this other corn sheller and see if I can mount it to this box. This tire right here needs some air in it too before we take it over there.
What are we gonna pull it with over there? Truck?
Yeah, we'll pull this over there with the truck. So here's the sheller that kind lady gifted us. So I think I'm going to mount it right there as long as these bolts are freed up. Let's see, how exactly does this one work? It goes like that. Yeah, there we go. I don't know how old this sheller right here is, but if I had to guess, it's got some age on it. I'm pretty sure she said it belonged to her grandpa. Either her grandpa or her daddy. I can't remember exactly. Now that sheller that's right there, believe it or not, is an identical carbon copy of these type of shellers. And I bought it brand new from, what was the name of that place? I've done forgot the name of it now, but it's online. It was online. Been a few years ago, so you can't even get them now. Aw, I'm gonna have to move it. Darn, I'm gonna have to. I believe I'm gonna have to mount this one in the middle. The way the handle's designed, it won't go around my boards in my box. Well, I may have to adjust on it. It's hitting right there. But anyways, we can do that at the show. But there it is. So, to the lady that gave us that, just know it's actually going to get put to use this weekend. And then this one here, like I said, I bought this one new online. I'll give you an up close of it. Found it new online. Ball bearings in it. I mean, it's right. Let's see. Pleasant Hill Grain is the name of the website I got that from.
What does this one say?
Like I said, it's an identical carbon copy to all the old antique shellers that I've ever seen. I'm sure it's probably like a Chinese version or something like that. I don't really know. However, it does work, and it works really well.
Big handle.
This one says Black Hawk on it. Yeah, now my grandpa had one. I guess it's still up at Grandma's house. That was made a lot like this one right here.
I feel like I've seen like one like this that has a handle like this before.
Yeah, most of the old ones did have handles that look kind of like that. This new one's got a belt pulley system on it where you can put an electric motor on it. But in case I didn't mention, how this works is you put the ear of corn down in here, you're turning that handle, all your corn seed falls out into your box, and then it shoots the cob out that hole right there, and that'll shoot out of your box. Same way for this one. Corn goes down in here, corn cob comes out here, seed falls into the box. Alright, so right there is where parking for this event is going to be. This is what it looks like coming into the event up here. Excuse the dirty windshield, y'all. Sun is shining on that thing just right. So to park, you'll be turning in the same driveway what we're turning into. But the main event is across the road, right over on this side. Right over there is where the main event is. But we're going down in here. This is where the field demonstrations are. And like I said, all the parking is out through that field right there. Then they have an overflow parking on the road down here beside this road. We're finally over here on our last load, getting everything set up. Look way up here. So I know we've kind of missed a little bit of our setup here, but if you want me to be honest with you, we got kind of in the moment. and we kind of got just a little bit rushed. At least we felt like we were needing to rush. But here it is. But we've set up these corn stalks. Now these are some of our corn stalks. Ain't that pretty to just stuck that back like that?
Mm-hmm. It is. And the children are over in the cornfield getting corn ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, so they're picking ears out of that field, and we're going to be letting kids or even adults, whoever wants to do it, they'll be able to shell them in our box over here. We've got the grain mill, the grits mill, whatever you want to call that thing, set up on the picnic table over here. And we're also going to be grinding some grits and cornmeal and all that good stuff. I don't know. We still got a long ways to go. All of it's not going to get decorated up tonight. We're just kind of doing the hardest parts of it, and in the morning we'll set everything up like we want it. But for now, everything's just kind of under the tent so to keep the dew off of it. But I think this is going to be a nice setting. And you'll notice there's nobody else down here around us. So this is the way it's going to be during the show. The main event is up there across the road, and that's where pretty much everybody else is. We're going to have some people working horses down here with us. They got a tobacco patch over there that, unfortunately, because of the wet year we had, did not turn out like it should have. So,
well, they couldn't plant it till real late.
Yeah, and it's only like knee high. The corn and stuff that we're going to be picking is here, and then there's a patch right there. But I think once I get these stalks done, we should move Jacob's tractor around, and then I want to bring my Kubota tractor down and set it somewhere. I guess you need to be thinking about where you want to put that. Listen to them up there talking. They having a good time picking that corn. I just opened up these. I've left the cobs on the stalk just so I could have them hanging as decoration. And look at the color on this. You know, we haven't really showed a lot of my landrace corn this year, but all of this was grown in the same field. So you have this, we have the red, we have some yellow, or kind of whitish yellow. Then these ears right here are even more yellow. We've got some ears right here that this is what we're gonna use to grind for cornmeal, is these ears here. And so there's a lot of yellow in there, but then we have a lot of those colors there. But those white and purple ones, I definitely gonna save those for seed.
Maybe.
That's the color I've been after this whole time. Think you can manhandle this thing?
Let me get on the other side. I can try, I guess. I don't know how heavy.
It's balanced, so it's not a lot of weight on the tongue.
Okay. So now what? What is?
All right. Whoa.
Do something.
I gotta get the pen out of my pocket.
You just get.
Did I? There. What, the picker? I don't know. I ain't even fired it up yet. I never even turned the PTO on. I want to show everybody the view real quick, though, just in case you don't get to come and see us. Look out across there. Beautiful. This is an absolutely beautiful spot right here, and it's quiet. Yeah, so right there is where we'll be tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow. But other than moving some tractors and stuff around down there, I think we've about got everything set up that we're gonna set up tonight.
Oh, yeah. We kind of got everything done. Not quite, but close enough.
It's the next morning. This is the day of the show.
Yeah. So I've got my rustic table set up here.
And our pitiful tobacco cloth.
This is just showing different types of corn. So of course we have our heirloom corn that we grow.
That's my landrace corn there.
All that come out of the same cornfield. Popcorn.
My coffee cup.
Yeah, show them what your coffee cup is.
Yeah, y'all check out my coffee cup.
But to be fair, I'm the one that got it for him. So.
But to be fair, she doesn't realize how true that is.
I do. That's why I got it for you. So this is our white field corn that Andy's growing for our animal feed this year. So it show, got that out here. Different types of, there's cow feed and pig feed that we make. And there's my sweet corn. This is the commercial field corn like that's grown here.
That's what we shelled just yesterday.
And that's just display.
Old tobacco basket sitting over here.
I just want, and I've got, my little signs everywhere. But this is just if people want to have a seat or whatever. And I've got my cornmeal grinder over here. If somebody wants the experience of feeling what it's feeling like to grind corn. Of course, back in the day, most of the time people didn't have these. They went to their local mill.
Mm-hmm. And this is the corn we'll be grinding for cornmeal. This cornmeal here came from Pleasant Hill Mill, or Pleasant Hill Milling, I think, online. It's Pleasant Hill Milling. It's the same place I was telling y'all about that I got the corn sheller over here. But that's where this mill came from, and I see a lot of interest and comments and stuff wanting to know about getting a mill that they can just grind your personal cornmeal with.
Let me just tell you.
It is slow.
It will take you 30 minutes to grind enough corn to make a pound of bread.
That's right.
So
but
keep that in mind.
But you can buy an electric motor kit to go with this thing and put a V-belt on it and an electric motor run it, and I imagine that would be a lot faster. However, I just didn't spend the money to get that kit. I figured if I really wanted to, I could rig me up some other way to run it. But anyways, just wanted to throw that in there because we do get a lot of questions, and that's one that we don't really address very often in the videos.
And then we also have our shelling station. That's for adults and kids if they want to get them a cob of corn and feel what it's like, how the old timers used to have to shell corn way back in the day. You used to have to stand here and crank on this thing.
Got the tobacco barn behind us.
The kids usually love to do that.
Oh yeah, kids love to shell corn. I'm sure that's not enough. Y'all will have to go out there and pick more.
Yeah, and we've done shelled some.
This is not going to live here. I don't know where this is going to live, but we got to...
This is what you used to tie tobacco on. You'd put your stick in there just like I got it. Then you'd put your leaves on here and weave the string through it and tie 'em and then hang it in a stick barn like this right here.
Yep. So that's our setup. We're looking forward to meeting everybody today, and I have a feeling it's probably going to be a pretty busy day.
It's already crowded up there at the top of the hill.
Is it?
Yeah.
So if y'all are like me, you go to places like this and you're looking for a good place to take a picture of you and your family or whatever for memory's sake, and you're usually looking for the pretty place to do it, so I thought I would set a little something up here with Daddy's old tractors, aka Jacob's tractor now, with my big pretty mom and some straw and the barn in the background. So
perfect photo opportunity.
I hope so. I hope it's satisfactory.
I think so. Then of course I put my little Kubota cultivating tractor over here just for looks. I don't figure nobody's going to want to take a picture in front of it. They're all going to be drawn to that one.
Yeah.
Which I don't much blame them.
If they're tractor enthusiasts here, though, they will want to look at that one.
Well, I actually seen a person on Facebook that commented and said they wish they could be here because they wanted to look at my Kubota, but they weren't going to be here.
Really?
Yeah.
Because this is
seen that this morning.
Both of these tractors are very rare.
Well, this one being diesel power steering and the Sherman transmission makes it rare. 601 is not rare, but having that combination is rare. And then these are kind of popular in our area, but in most of the United States, I think this is a pretty rare tractor too. But anyways, that's our setup.
Let us know what you think.
I'm pretty tickled with it. I just hope we get some attention with it. So
that's right. And we tried to have plenty of places if people wanted to just hang out and sit down or whatever.
We've got straw bales to sit on. We got chairs back here. We got chairs over there. We have a trailer parked right down there. I even got the tailgate down on the truck, so if somebody wants to sit back there. Anyways, there it is, y'all.
And I called it the corn patch.
The corn patch. Perfect.
Well, it's the next day, and we made it through the show. We had a great day at the Foothills Farm Festival. So we really didn't have a lot of time to make much video, which, just like when we were in Alabama, we wanted to, spend time with the folks that came, to visit us and say hello. And thank you to each and every one of you that came out. We really hope you enjoyed not just meeting us, but the festival itself. It really is a lot of fun, and they do a good job with it.
Just like Alabama, when we had the event in Alabama, everybody that come to meet us, just normal, everyday average folks, and that's what I like to see. But we even had a lot of people, that had no idea who True Grit Appalachian Ways was, come up to the tent, because it's a public event. People come from all over to check it out. And so it amazed me that how many people, so y'all remember our tent was set up with corn and stuff, and we were talking about corn and grits and cornmeal and all the types of corn and that. It amazed me at how many people were interested in that. It was that was good to see too. And people, if you're not raised around that stuff, you don't know the difference between field corn or sweet corn or popcorn or.
People were very interested in the popcorn. They thought that was.
It did.
I'm glad we took that.
Yep. So I liked that. I thought that was pretty cool, and it was nice getting to meet every single one of you that came to yesterday.
Yeah, thank you so much. From the ones that were right down the road to the ones that were from a long ways away. We enjoyed meeting you all. It was beautiful weather and a beautiful day. And again, it's just so encouraging to us to get to talk with each one of you.
And luckily, I was actually able to stay there and talk with everybody the whole day, because the original plan was I was going to be picking corn, and as part of the field demonstrations. And so, luckily, my daddy was there. Well, he took over my job as picking corn, and that allowed me to stay and speak to everybody that came. And I was happy about that. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy picking corn too, but I think I enjoy talking to everybody a little bit more.
Yeah.
My throat's almost sore this morning from talking so much yesterday.
Yeah, but we met so many great people, and a lot of familiar faces that we saw last year at the Foothills Farm Festival. We were glad to
and some
see
people
them
that
again.
we've seen in Alabama
was
there.
And a couple.
Yeah, there was a few.
Yeah, that came to Alabama, and they came there, and which is mind blowing. And it was great to see y'all again too. Y'all feel like family. I know we say it all the time, but it just. Everybody that come through the line that came up and talked to us, y'all all felt like family. It felt like, even though we can't put a face with a name, every one of you is like we were talking to old friends. Every one of them, wasn't it?
Everybody you have something in common with, and you have something to talk about.
Yep.
And from the gardening to maybe raising livestock to people who are just interested in it to people who just like watching that kind of stuff. I mean, it's amazing.
And the thing is, when you do something like that and you gather country folks together or people that enjoy or want to learn stuff like that for this entire event, and I'm not just talking about our tent, for the entire event, you realize, this is why I don't really watch the news, because all you ever hear is bad stuff. There's bad people, there's bad stuff going on all the time. And I'm not saying there's not bad people and bad stuff going on, but there's still so many just normal, everyday people, good people in this world. Mm-hmm. Just so many good people. And, it really makes my heart happy to see everybody was being so friendly to everybody. Nobody was mad. Everybody was just enjoying their day. And that makes me happy, because that's America.
Yeah.
That's America, not...
And that's what you want to see at an event like that. You want to see them enjoying it. And as far as I know, everybody that we talked to, like she said, not just our tent, but everybody we talked to enjoyed the event. Yeah. The event in a whole. So, I don't even know what was at the event. We didn't make it up to the actual main event till later yesterday evening. And at that point, everybody was already taking down stuff.
It was almost 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
When we went up there.
Yeah, we didn't get back home with the last load of stuff till dark.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm still working on unloading most of it this morning.
But we just wanted to give you you know, a quick little overview. I know it wasn't a lot of the show itself, but I really hope y'all enjoyed today's video. And I know that we enjoyed being at the farm festival and getting ready for it, and meeting all of y'all was just the highlight of the month of October to me. I mean, it really was.
I'm looking forward to next year.
Yep, already looking forward to next year. And anyways, guys, back to life as usual, I guess, back to work.
We got so many things that need to be done. Like, once I get done unloading today, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do next, because we got so many just random things that need to be done.
Little things kind of finishing up the summer.
Yeah.
You know, little things here and there. But
and every one of those things is something where you're just like, you're putting an end to something.
Yeah.
Like, I've still got we got picked corn, we've got a shell popcorn, we've got to finish getting our sweet potatoes up, and we've got different random garden
just
patches
random
that need to be sown and cover crops and stuff. So, yeah. But it's all finishing everything up. So each one of those things, you can like check something off the list, and you're like, all right,
it's done.
That's done for the season.
But anyways, guys, till we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.